Okay guys, if you want to skip this introduction where I'm talking about what each category means from the significators, because I get all these questions, oh, I teach the same cards everywhere. No, these are significators. If you already been through it, know what I'm doing, just jump forward. At 5 minutes, this is when the reading starts. Okay, for those of you who don't know, please go through it once. That's all it would take. Okay, and also you can check more about this reading on my website, cattarot.ca. Thank you. Hi guys, these are July X series, so let me make this generic introduction for the new ones and for those of you who actually forgot about these dimensions that I'm exploring over here. And I am going to put the stamp down in the description so you can just jump through it if you already know what this means, but this is not going to be that long. Please check on my website for this spread. It is on the special. Currently it is $50, and I'm not going only 1 month when I'm doing a private reading. I'm actually going up to 3 months and exploring this actually much deeper than here on the site. So okay, the very first category, it is a 1, it is a magician. This is telling me, is this meant to be? Sometimes you can be 30 years with a person and it's just simply not meant to be. So we are going to be exploring this dimension. Then, so basically, do you have everything that you can lift this relationship off the ground, and is it going to be really that fulfilling? Then the second one is temperance. In the upper situation, we are seeing an angel that is merging 2 different people together and successfully, and look, there's this shine on going from his halo, right? But in the reverse situation, I want to see what is really not working out. So I mean, every relationship has its own basically cross to bear. So here basically we are going to see what is the obstacle, what needs to be glued in this relationship. Queen of Wands is generally representing sometimes fire signs, but in this spread I always use Queen of Wands because this tells me about dating, feeling at your best, because people do come back because they kind of like want to feel as best to each other, right? So that's what's going to be like one significator. And second significator for your partner, which could be male or female, it is up to you, it's kind of intermingling kind of things, is going to be Knight of Wands. So if this is like on and off relationship, more or less like if that somebody's an ex, because again you want him to kind of gallop on a big horse and kind of like get you, or you want this energy flying. Or for those of you who are going through you know, official breakups, would be King of Wands. So this is for on and off relationships, or if he's coming back, right? And now we have the 8 of Wands, and 8 of Wands is going to talk about the communication and the energy in between the two of you, just to see what's happening there. So Queen of Wands, how he or she sees you. 9 of Wands, how basically this person feels about themselves, what he thinks, what he feels. And then it's bringing me to Judgment. This is one of my actually 3 major karma cards, and or 4 in total, because I also include Ace of Swords to be one of the karmic ones. So simply, what is karma talking about is connection. And lastly, the last category is going to be 4 of Wands. So here I really want to see if you guys are going to the next level, the quality of this relationship, and so on and so forth. So this is this much about the spread that we are going to be reading here for July. So we're going to go first 10 days, second 10 days, third 10 days, and then I'm going to give you a sneak peek for the beginning of August, because I have to do that a little bit later, because on the 1st I would have way too much work on my hands. So I'm moving this from the 7th to 7th. And guys, don't forget that I have the other types of readings. I have karmic readings, I have past life readings, I have 20 minutes, 40 minutes, depending on how many questions really you have. What is really also important for those of you who don't know, that there is also a Viber on Facebook, and I'm trying to kind of like give you different aspects of each card and kind of like give you kind of positive notes. So join in, and anybody who shares any of my posts this month is entered into a contest for getting one of these 3 readings. And for those 2 of you who still didn't contact me regarding the reading that you want for June, please do. All right, so let's jump in. Hi Leos and Lionesses. Let's see what's going to be happening throughout the month of July, and this goes with the first week of August. And so basically it's going to be 2 weeks of overlap with your birthdays. So for those of you who are listening at that time, happy birthday. So let's see, I have already shuffled, but I'll just shuffle a little bit more, and so we see where we're going with this. So we want to see if your ex is coming back. And if you didn't listen what these cards mean, please do. Just you have to do it once. And these are significators, these are not pull cards, and there are 7 different dimensions that I am checking. All right, Leo, July 2017, is their ex coming back? All right, the Magician. Let's see the toolbox. What do you guys have? Whoa, King of Swords. Guys, somebody's really harsh. There is like a really harsh argumentative energy. Somebody really thinking that they're so superior to you, like, right? I call this Judge Judy. Kind of really, do you think I'm this big, kind of a thing. This is not a great card to get. So what needs to be fixed? Knight of Wands. Look, that would be your partner, and keep in mind, could be either or, right? You will know. So your partner is the problem. Isn't this like easy? So what I mean with this, it means that sometimes people come to an impasse. Sometimes there is like not moving, and maybe you did too much already. Maybe there is imbalance. So this is saying, look, maybe your partner is verbally abusive. Maybe your partner is harsh. Maybe your partner is treating you like your little child. And you see how you're being seen. You're seen as secretive. You're being seen as you're not really saying everything you should be saying. The Moon reverse card talks about certain things surfacing really to the surface, and maybe because the secrets are coming out, it might be this back and forth, lots of kind of strength, butting heads, right? So however, and this is like for the first 2 days, we are looking from the 1st to the 10th, so there is like still some kind of like romantic aspect, guys. Like there is something that you're looking, hey, like remember when we got along, remember when we did this, remember when we did that. It's going to be a communication regarding good things. This is always good. It's always a good sign when you are able kind of like to find common ground. So let's see what the partner feels about him or herself. Well, partner is charging. It's kind of like slowly charging and trying to look deeper, but sort of like not still knowing the direction where this can go. So let's see the karma. The karma is saying, look, you had the King of Swords and now you have Knight of Cups reversed. It's saying there is some kind of romantic manipulation. It could be jealousy in this relationship. It could be promises. It could be like one of those things where, trust me, believe me, how can you do that? And yet they do something that completely is contrary to what they said. So trust your own gut. Not trust me words, not believe me words. This is what this knight says. Let me see then. Whoo, quality of relationship. It's 4. 4 is building, right? A house has 4 corners, and look, this is 4. This is telling me that your partner is taking you for granted, right? Or this also can be a depression. So jealousy, and it could be even angry depression, because like there is like such a thing as agitated depression, where you literally are screaming and blurring things out, because it is much easier for you, especially this goes for firstborns, right? Because you want to shield yourself, right? And it's like you're kind of like armor, and you should back, insults, whatever. It is simply actually to defend yourself. Like, I mean, the anger and pain are the same emotion, believe it or not. So this is what this is telling me. It kind of like it goes out and it's like, oh my god, you know, I didn't mean it. And you don't even know why you do certain things or why they do certain things, and then you go like, wow, like it used to be so good. So in the first 10 days I don't see much other than it could be communication, which could be really good. So if you're able not to have in the fight, or not to react to fight, or not to even engage or even do any planning, that would be the best bet. So let's see the second decan. So let's see from the 11th to the 20th. So in your toolbox there is a sadness. There is a sadness over things that are lost, right? So things are lost. You don't know how to deal with that. And the truth is, you can't. They're lost. So you have to turn around and see that they're like two. There's something else. That's what they call it, proverbial like silver lining. You have to figure out what still works and focus on that. So what needs to be glued? Him again. Like, this is for solid relationships. This is for, so is your partner just coming to you with the idea that you're just going to jump when they say a jump, etc.? Well, straighten them up. Just put them to their spot, right? And say, dude, you know, this is a relationship. This goes back and forth, back and forth. It's like a waltz. You're dancing. And if you want to dance on top of me, you have to fix yourself. So it could be that you're experiencing sadness over experiencing this, or like seeing this relationship. You see, this is a card of crossroads on you. He sees you like, kind of like you're losing your patience, kind of like, look, I have built this and invested this, but this is not really growing. It just grew up to a certain point. Kind of. It could be like also recognizing or figuring out some kind of secrets that kind of like brought that out. Communication. Well, the communication is about the opportunities lost. You see, the Ace of Cups reversed means, okay, so it's kind of like hard to move this forward. It looks like, you know, it's one of those things where so many things happened that it's almost easier to start with a new partner than with this partner, because like you have this intermingled good and bad over here. See, he's certainly willing to go on a new trip. Like, right, the Fool means somehow a new start, but this is not necessarily start with you, or it's not start with anybody else. It's just kind of like, look, it is his recognition of, I have to drop the fighting and arguing, or hers recognition. And Fool is like, however, tricky card. It's like a child going into something, right? So still things are not resolved. Instead of resolving things, it's like, okay, I'm cutting things off, I'm starting something new, it's a fresh start. There is one of my karma cards in the karma category saying, look, certain things will start to happen with huge speed, huge velocity. So it's going to be cutting things left and right. Like, swords are, oh my gosh, you're getting to the point, you're zooming in. This works, this doesn't work, I don't want this, I want this. It is like really huge. And you guys are Leo, you can take this energy. This energy will be way too much. This also is an air energy as well. So something is going to be, you're Leo, you're Leoness, and you're supposed to be this king or queen of the jungle. And here you're dealing with someone who, well, you know, no, I will just go differently. No, you are going to be in my tribe, kind of a thing, right? And you're going to kind of like putting things kind of straight over here. You see, this is talking about maybe being outnumbered, maybe being overpowered. Maybe somebody is controlling you here, and you're like breaking that bond. You're not allowing this to happen. You are calling for who you are, because you have a 7 here, you have a 7 here. The second from the 22nd kind of deck, like decan, from 21st, what did I say, from 11th to the 20th, it will be very unstable. However, it's going to come certain things to clarity. So let's see the end of the month, 21st to 31st. Well, you're kind of realizing actually that you shouldn't be fearful, because this is a card of fear, a card of being stuck in the upright position. But when this card is reversed, it's talking about, okay, it's probably not, I have to kind of test it. I have to see what's going on. And this is what I will try to do, right? So look, what needs to be glued is like any kind of BS has to be dropped. The Magician reversed on King of Wands. So your partner could be giving you scoop. Oh, this car is like so fantastic, so fabulous. It has been driven by, I don't know, Denzel Washington and with the King Solomon and but none of that is really true, right? So you have to really watch the words, because the words might not match the actions, and when words don't match the actions, red flags should go on, right? So how are you seen? Okay, you're seen as very nurturing, you're seen as very loving, you're kind of like taking upon yourself, Queen of Cups, which is kind of really nice, love toward animals, people, feeling very gracious, kind of like emotionally balanced. So you are not affected. It looks like you are the one cutting a whole bunch of things. You're not affected. You're saying, look, maybe this is not going to work. Maybe you want to kind of go on your own, but I'm not selling my own soul. I have to be true to myself. So if you're doing this, you are not the one. And look, you have a communication. There is some kind of delays in communication. This can also indicate travel for the some of you. It could be indicating like even planning the travel. And this could be like to kind of figure out your own fears, to kind of like figure out, because it's 8 and 8, right? To kind of figure out what you need to do it. And look, and like as usually happens, one person pulls away, another person's, oh look, I'm promising you all this happiness and love and emotional fulfillment, and look at me, let's kind of, so going from 1 to 10, watch out, this partner could be very unbalanced, because you want a partner who knows what they want, right? So let's see karma here. This is kind of a marriage, but it's also burnout, because like you had a Magician here, which is 1 reversed. Sun is 19, 1 and 9 is 10, and 1 and 0 is 1. So again, you're coming to 1 reversed as well. So look, 1 on 1, and also you have another 1 here. So this is telling me, and then you have a 10, which is also kind of one phase is finishing, another one is starting, just like the Sun. So the very end of it is going to be really crucial. You guys are coming to yourself. You are nurturing yourself, which is really important. You have this offer from the other party, but you really don't know what the heck to do with this. Look, you kind of like are not seeing the quality. There is like a King of Pentacles, which tells me, well, you know, I don't know if this person is a married mate quality, right? Because King of Pentacles would be that ideal husband, somebody who comes home, who loves to enjoy time with you, kind of let's watch television together, let's eat popcorn, like nothing really kind of like extraordinary, not like in The Bachelor, those glorious dates. That would be like more or less like, okay, like let's kind of like enjoy each other. And this is kind of like really good quality to have in marriages, but sort of like there is this wonder, like, is this kind of like burnout? Is this even achievable? See, you are looking the other way. And you're like looking into how much of all these issues that you guys had were because maybe you tolerated certain issues. Let's see the sneak peek for the first week in August. Well, you see there is like this pulling inside, thinking what to do. What needs to be fixed is the Devil reversed. So this is talking about there is like feud attraction between the two of you, but this is not love. You might be saying it's love, 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 because I think about this all the time, about this person all the time. This is codependency card, guys, but it is reversed. So it's saying you need to heal yourself, you need to nurture yourself, because you are somehow chained to this person, but this is not reality. This is like sitting in a theater and watching a movie, and you think that what happens in front of you on the screen is the reality. The truth is, the screen is being projected from behind, and that's the reality. So this is basically talking about these perspectives, especially talking about, hey, they will be coming to you with a whole bunch of issues and proposals, and you're compelled to act, but be very careful not to act on something that you don't feel comfortable. Especially this card is saying that you will start to realize what is wrong and what is right, because the devil reversed. So when devil reverses, you see this pentacle which goes off in this situation is reversed, but when this reverses, this pentacle becomes normal. So things are coming to you, you're kind of like aligning them properly in your own head. So you're still actually dealing with things like the world. I mean, you are here, right? Leo is here, but this is not a good card to have in reversed. This tells me that you still want certain things. You still want this person who looks like is not treating you right, is not giving you the straight scoop. He is not honoring you. He's kind of trying to swindle you around his little finger, and you are the one who is giving emotionally. So you're still somehow feeling you want to go back to him. So that's codependency, guys, dealing with codependency. And it's asking you, look, you have to really go deep inside. You literally have to ask yourself questions. Really, is this the best I can do? Because the love is not intensity. Like true love is not intense feeling. It's actually really comfortable feeling with a tint of pink, right? So it's a cherry on the top. This would be some explosive cocktail with all the colors where you have a heartburn right after it. So that's the difference. So the communication will be okay. So how do we build this? How do we go forward? We need to be friends, we need to be transparent, and we need to kind of be financially in sync. See, he is kind of all worn out, and you wore him out because this is your card, Leo. So there is the Strength reversed. In August, you're definitely the one in charge. It's going to be lots of spying, back and forth. Like, I mean, the spying happens, the burnout happens. You see, this is karmically, because the spying would not happen if you think that's the perfect person. It wouldn't be needed. So you have to think about that. And again, you still are not synced out, and it could be a third person dwelling, because this tells me they're like exes or other partners are still hovering around, and this tells me the same. This person you want to be a husband or a wife, or husband or wife, literally, like you don't really know where to go with this, because you cannot set any goals yet. So Leo, it's going to be really interesting. It's going to go back and forth. I really want you to learn how to be healthier, because once when you get healthier, you'll be able to stand firmer, because you have like lots of, look, you have 3 major arcanas, and you have an Ace Pentacles right here, which is almost like half major arcana because it's the gateway, and you also have Ace of Cups here. So this month is really calling for you to really figure out what you want. Do not go with, well, I miss him, I want him. Go with what you need. I want you to see, kind of like to go back to that roar, right? Hear me roar. Guys, again, this is a general reading. For your personal reading, contact me. Your situation might be completely different, because we are all the combination of different signs. Thanks everybody, and to book my reading, go to my website. All the best. Love you.